It's up, bitches.
It's brunch time.
Woo. Welcome back to another episode of Dead Bitches Brunch. Super stoked tonight. We are having a return guest with us tonight. She's been in the mask making game for over 10 years now. At this point, I think just right over 10 years. We had her on our show for the first time just a little bit over 6 months ago. Right around that time, and we have been fans of her work and hit it off, and she's just one of the coolest, spookiest chicks that you can know. And you can check out her work at makeupbilly.com. And you know, if you don't have a face that your mom loves, you can buy one.
You can buy one.
You can buy one. Anything is possible if you believe. So folks, without further ado, MakeupBilly.
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does.
Wilma!
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does.
Oh, just tell it. Call you Billy.
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does. Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does.
Oh, just tell it. Call you Billy.
What up?
What up? Yo, that intro was wild. Thank you, Brenda.
That was awesome.
That was so cool.
Yes, thank you, Gravity Bleeds. He was diligently working on that today while I was taking a depression nap because we are buried in snow yet again.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
a little bit of everything to make it go around. Well, thank you so much for coming back on to kick it with us. I am always so astounded at how busy you are. You're on YouTube, you're on Twitch, you're on Instagram, you've started an OnlyFans as well recently here. I mean, you have Monday horror movie reviews, which occasionally happens on a Tuesday, folks. So if it's not on a Monday, don't be too sad. She's got you. She's coming in on Tuesday with it for you.
Let's not forget, she's always working out too.
Yeah, as well. And doing nature walks. Like, I'm just like, I feel like I have lived a whole life anytime I have watched one of your Instagram stories. I'm like, that's the day.
It's a lot, I know, but it keeps me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm convinced the mask maker with like boundless energy.
Yes.
It's all about that balance, guys. Also, like you said, it's been such a depressing winter.
Mhm.
So like I got to that point where it's like I couldn't even pour for super long because it was like we even had a day that it was minus 50, no joke. We have winter dogs. We could not go out longer than 10 minutes. Like my face was like shutting off. I was like, we got to go back in. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I get that. And that's a real deal. I mean, people think, you know, if once you kind of get into it, like temperature control and all of that stuff is very important when you're working with your molds and your latex. And man, Brandon, I think we have it rough sometimes having to plug in some extra heaters in our basement. But I think we've only had, like, in the 3 years that he's been doing it, maybe only a handful of times that we weren't able
To like
to
pour.
pour.
And stuff.
Yeah, because it was so cold. But yeah, that's tough.
Well, like, and it just motivated me. I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw this. Let's focus on sculpting instead. I can definitely sculpt. And I was just trying to find ways to make it more comfortable because it gets really cold down here. So it's like carrying my giant things upstairs, like clay everywhere. And I'm just like smacking the dogs off the clay. Like, you make it work.
Yeah, you make it work when your studio's in your home. I know it's in the wintertime, most of our studio stays in the basement. In the summer, it expands out to the garage, but in the winter, Brandon definitely utilizes our upstairs space. Like, the dining room is just sculpting area. It's like it's where it's warmest for you to be able to stand for any period of time.
Exactly. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like you have to have your environment to be like cozy feeling, to be like inspired too, you know?
No, 100%. It affects, especially as I mean, as artists who you like you guys are doing sculpting and, you know, just interpreting things, and you do that environment affects you guys a lot and is a very important to maintain.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So talking of the mask game here, you were sculpting today a new Silent Hill mask.
Hell yeah. I'm finally making the freaking Silent Hill nurse. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I had so many people asking about it. And this is like, again, kind of like the chatter where like I really took my time because I was like, I love this character and I don't want to ruin it. The Silent Hill nurse is someone who's like close to my heart. I'm like, I played PS1 growing up. Like, I still have the PS1 version. Like, I grew with that kind of Silent Hill game. And I was like, I have to make this good. So like, I've just been studying so many of like the different like faces and stuff. And I'm just like, screw this. I'm going to kind of like wing it. Like, what I've noticed is a lot of the girls that cosplay it, literally, it's so much cooler, you know? Like Trick or Treat Studios put out one. I was like, this is mediocre, man. Like,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah, I'm excited.
No,
It's gonna be bad ass as fuck. Just like the Chatterer masks, those were amazing.
Thank you. What I'm stoked is to just try and figure out like how I want to do the slits on the eyes, you know, like so you can see out, but not too much so it like ruins the look, because we all know it looked really cool just kind of being very muted and like missing certain things. So yeah.
That's definitely one of those things. I mean, with a mask, that definitely makes any mask so much creepier. Is taking out, you know, an eyes, nose, like those familiar facial features that you look for in a face. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what you do with it.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm stoked.
a lot available on your website. And so folks, make sure if you're looking for some new gooey flesh coverings, check those out at makeupbilly.com. And then you're also doing a lot of tutorials too recently. I was checked out on your YouTube. You're having how you can make your own latex mask as well. And this is your website. So
yeah, recently I started getting into like, just because I had so many requests, like, can you start showing us how to do things? And I'm like, let's go back to basics. Let's try and like break it down for people so it doesn't feel overwhelming. Because I know I paid 30 grand to go to school because it was overwhelming. Like YouTube wasn't big when I was growing up. There was like one or two websites of like people kind of giving a breakdown, but everybody's been so like secretive about it. Like, it's like, screw you, you know, like I'd rather give that knowledge to people and like help. And like, then regardless, everybody's different, right? Like you're an artist. If you go ahead and take clay, you're going to make something completely different. So it's just kind of giving people that tool to kind of know how. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I think that's super awesome and respectable of you for doing that. You know, people sometimes there is a little bit of a gatekeeping in the community. You know, people will share their work, but if you're like, man, that's really awesome, like, how did you, you know, achieve that gloss, or, you know, what brand of hair did you use or whatever? And then it's like, oh, you know, it's just all of a sudden then it's like, come on, you know, like there's
I don't even know if I'll ever attempt to make a mask in my life, but I just totally enjoy watching your TikToks of your process. Like it's just captivating to watch.
It's kind of cool, right? Seeing it like just develop from like blurb to like an actual shape.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and especially from somebody like you who's been in the game as long as you have, like it's amazing. So where can people watch you do the sculpting of the Silent Hill mask?
So I'm going to be posting that on my YouTube. That's going to be, I think right now I have part 1 and it's how to make a Halloween mask. Now this is going to be part 2. Part 1, I basically explain like the first steps. Like literally you need an idea, you know, you freaking need some clay, you know, and now it's going to be how to get sculpting. Because again, a lot of people, you know, once you have your actual, how do you say it, like materials, well, at least now you can go ahead and commence kind of thing. I want to break it down as easily as I can. Yeah. Because again, it's like, I know for a fact, it's so easy to get scared away. And honestly, yes, it's a bit of an expensive hobby, but man, if you love working with your hands, like everybody should try it at least once, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, I think it's awesome. And kudos to you for sharing that with everybody. So you're like, I'm done answering all the questions privately. Here, one blank answer for everybody.
Yeah, like I still get DMs all the time, and like I find honestly, I'm not no wizard. Like I ain't no smarter than like other people. Like there's been like people in this industry doing it, like they're like in their 70s and they're still crushing it. But it's one of those things where if I can help, I will. You know, so yeah.
You can just really tell though by like everything that you put out there, your videos and everything, that you just truly enjoy what you're doing, and I admire that so much. I love that because there's nothing better in the world than loving what you do and what you're amazing at.
Absolutely. It's honestly, it feels so good inside. I've been there. Yeah, you guys. Like I've legit been there in my career and it was when I was working on movie sets and stuff, like early on. And I was almost at this point, like, I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to make my own masks. Like I literally had one of these moments and it was like, why? What's stopping me right now? It's like, well, I do this all day in like a workshop and I'm sweating and it's like 10-hour, 12-hour days. And then I have to come home and try and be creative. And that's when I took a step back. I was like, no, because I love what I do. You just can't do it that much.
Yeah.
You need balance.
You have to do it at your own pace.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
So do you have any little, we got Scotty here. He says, I want to try to sculpt and pull a mask for the first time. You can do it, dude.
You're going to do it.
You're going to do it.
Maybe at Camp Zool.
Maybe.
With that mask making with Pretzel.
Oh,
maybe.
This is where we start this campaign now, Leah, where we convinced MakeupBilly to come to Ohio.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Ohio is one of the most luxurious states in the United States of America. There have many grandeurs to offer, such as Terrace Town in Williamsburg, Ohio.
So if you want MakeupBilly to come to Terratown for Camp Zool, you can send a super chat right now to cover the cost of her travel expenses.
Oh my goodness, I'd be so down. It's a road trip. Ohio.
Yes.
You can hang out with the Dad Bitches. You can hang out with Philbrook Studios. It's going to be 2 days of blood, mayhem, and wicked melt your face off music. If you're a fan of Acid Witch, they are going to be there this year. And then there's a whole bunch of little sneaky surprises and stuff that the Dead Bitches and Philbrook Studios is cooking up as well. So
yes,
we
do have another one of our Canadian Zooligans coming down to Camp Zool for the first time. So maybe you could hitch a ride with Carson Arson Miller. We're just gonna take care of the trip for you, and all you have to do is just pack a bag, and we'll make sure that you get there.
We vouch for this Zooligan MakeupBilly. It's perfectly fine to get in a car and drive to Ohio with a stranger.
There's no stranger danger.
Right.
I'm the stranger danger.
Which can also be a vendor too. So, there's vendor booths available now to all artists. So
I've literally I think I've only really thought about doing one show so far this year that I'm like literally putting like in the bag, and that's gonna be Niagara again so far. But it's so tough. Like again, stuff starts melting and I'm like, oh, it's life. Like now I can sit down and like start looking at like what's coming up.
Yeah. No, for sure. Being a vendor is a lot. We're going through that right now. You have to still have stock that your business is still flowing, but then you're still creating extra stock to vend. So I hear you, sister. And I don't even do like a fraction of what you're doing or what Brandon has to deal with. I'm like backup support here, or else, as I call myself, the Igor of Philbrook Studios.
But hey, don't even be fronting and acting like you're not a badass bitch who doesn't work when the power goes out, because we know that you work when the power goes out because it's public. It's on social media.
Ain't no stopping, let me tell you.
I love that you were just.
Oh my god, you have no idea. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, like got my laptop going. I'm watching that like freaking like Japanese movie House. I was like super into it, and I'm painting, and then also I swear to you, everything goes off, and I'm just like, this is so scary. Like you have those moments of like, come on, like tiptoe downstairs, get like more candles, and I'm like, all right, let's just keep going.
Yeah. Like, if it's the end of the world, I'm going to go out doing what I love.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to ask, we didn't ask you this beforehand, but do you have anything in the back there that you can show us that you're working on right now?
Ooh, I can show you my 2 new ones that I pulled, which is Piggy and Grandma. Those are my 2 newest ones.
Oh, I love Piggy and Grandma.
Oh, get ready for it. Hold on. So. I'm gonna pop this back on. So I'm kind of like tag teaming. My girl Sarah McCabe is modeling. I don't know if you guys have ever spoken to her or seen her stuff, but she's wicked. She's on Instagram and she's just like a horror model. And she's done tons of wicked stuff with like my Larson mask, with my freaking Glasgow too. Anyway, she was like, "Can you make a scary grandma?" And I'm like, "I've been wanting to make a scary grandma." And you know what? Like, she always has wicked photographers working with her. I was like, let's make one, right? So this is what I'm up to so far. She's still not fully done, but I got those weird lashes on her. I kind of want to make her look like a weird, like, mammy grandma.
Yeah.
You get like cut around here. And it's got like that creepy double chin. And it's just that smile. I made it. Yeah. Like,
yes. There's nothing creepier than a creepy ass grandma.
Well, and the best part is, so I have a fresh one right now in the mold that I poured yesterday. It should be dry now. But I was like, I don't know what's going to look better. Do I keep with like one with teeth and just see how it ends up turning out? Because I wanted to do like the crusty like grandma makeup. So this one's this one. And the other one, I think I want to cut the mouth. I don't know if you noticed, but I tried to make the mouth a lot more like the Bloody Mary mask style, like a messed up grin, because I'm like, it's already forcing it on you and it looks terrifying. So so kind of like I was even telling Sarah, I'm like, man, like depending which one turns out more awesome, I'm like, I'm sending you 2. Like you gotta do something with these. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So that's Grandma and Piggy, which Piggy is a strange story behind Piggy. I don't know if I ever brought this up to you guys when I was sculpting it, but my poor like phone and like iPad had all kinds of pictures of like awkward fetish stuff. And I just kept finding these creepy gimp pigs. And then I'd find these like blowjob lips, but they were like forced open like this, but it would be bright red. And I was like, so I'm gonna like take those ideas and mash them into one. Plus, like, I love Motel Hell. I know it's more of like a real big pig head mask, but I wanted to like fuse those three ideas. Kind of.
Yes.
So I came out with this, and I still have to. I'm gonna be lacing it up the back. I have like a solid hole punch to make it a bit thicker to like get through, and I think that's gonna help too. It's already a fairly large mask, I find, but. Not everybody has a head as small as mine. Let's be real.
That's way more practical though, because we do actually have the pig Motel Hell mask, and it is in our closet and that's on the top shelf because it's so big. Like I don't even know
huge,
what to do with it or where to put it. So,
but that's so cool. You'd have to like throw it on like a like a taxidermy thing. Like, it's like.
Here, so what was it your major inspiration behind that?
Honestly, part gimp, part creepy pig, dude. I was just like, I gotta make something. It's like literally what like came into my brain, if that makes any sense.
I love it.
My lighting's kind of balls, but everyone's like, it looks like evil Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, shut the front door. I've been working on this for so long.
No, evil Winnie the Pooh copied that. How about that?
Yeah.
But the other thing too is I'm going to be able to paint to different things, right? So I figured start with the pink piggy.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's left on him, I really need to just splatter like thicker blood on him. I just have like my Illustrator palette type fleshy tones on him. The next one, I want to do all black with the hot red lips.
Nice.
And then one after that, I think I'm going to try doing like a gray piggy, gray and blues, like Yeah, like undercooked pork gray.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of dead, pretty rotted, just ready for the pig roast at, you know,
Shove
the
some
very
maggots in
last
it.
possible time.
It's kind of like it's such an intimidating point too, because it's like your first one, you know, and it's always like the first one. Like to me, it's always like, ugh, I don't know if I love this, but like you're practicing still. You're trying to see like what look you really want on it, in a sense. Yeah. So, but yeah.
No, it's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Everything you do is gnarly.
Oh, I appreciate that. My whole goal is to just keep making creepy shit to inspire other people to like keep making creepy shit with.
Oh, you definitely have. I mean, you've just been turning out the masks. Now, when you make these masks, do you typically, is almost everyone almost a one-off, or do you sometimes will do like multiples of a color scheme?
I've done multiples with a couple of them. It really depends. So like Glasgow, I just love that seafoam green. Again, nothing will ever be perfectly the same, right? But I've done a lot of him in his nice seafoam green colors. I've only done one of him in like a neutral tone.
Okay.
And like put lashes on it too, and I like cut it up a bit. Edward tends to always be like more or less the same, but again, like it evolves. Like you guys would like yell at me. Like my laptop is awful. Like I need to like clear up space, especially like making all these videos for YouTube and stuff. Like I'm constantly having to like push stuff over. And I was like, holy shit, I have pictures from like when I first started in this, you know, and it's like I'm looking at Mr. Glasgow. No, sorry, not Mr. Glasgow, but like Edward back then and Edward now. Even my Bloody Mary mask back then compared to now. And I'm like, shit. You know, like you just constantly grow with it and like learn to work with different colors and stuff.
Learning new techniques, and you know, and also too just new products coming out on the scene, as well as, you know, people are starting to, which I think is really interesting in the community, is not just create new characters and continue to evolve that, but now make custom products, you know, to kind of solve problems or things that, you know, artists have had to typically work around, or, you know, make your solution for this. It's like, no, I'm just gonna make this thing to solve that. So it's exciting time.
Absolutely. Even like, so for Christmas, I got my boyfriend a 3D printer, and he's just been having a go with it. He printed me out some thing hands, you know, like, and I was like, I want to put my paintbrushes in those, you know, like I'm going to paint that.
Or even just having that for your base to be able to sculpt off of too. I remember it was a couple Halloweens ago, I was following Rick Baker, and he had gotten his first 3D printer, and he just like 3D printed his daughter's and his wife's heads to make armatures so that he could sculpt on them, because they do like a wicked Halloween thing look every year and stuff. And I was just like watching it print that armature like in such envy.
It's insane.
I was like, wow, you know, and I'm just thinking, man, I wouldn't have to put goop over Brandon's beard, bandages in the basement.
Yeah. Well, that was one big thing. Like, that's why I was like, screw it. Like, get a couple of Ed heads this year. I've been trying to do like, my goal is to do at least 15 new masks for 2023. That's my goal. I'm already at 2. I got my spooky sex doll up there. That's going to be weird. I was like, no one's done it, guys. Oh, I'm saying this public. Too bad. No one's done a scary movie about a love doll coming alive. Let's be real. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, right? The whole concept is like,
yeah, for sure. Like it's all about these little ass dolls and shit like that. A spooky sex doll coming to life. Oh my gosh. They're going to be making a movie about that shit.
You picture anything that's got teeth down there.
Right?
Yeah.
I just like, you think you leave her like hidden in your closet, she's just chilling on your bed, like, you know, I could just see it really messing around with people. Anyways, I was like, gotta do this. So far, like, she's pretty much done. It's just I have to smooth her out, because I feel like she should be like a doll, which for me has been the hardest thing in the world to do. Like smoothing techniques, like I can make you something gnarly any day, but to sit there, I'm like, You're like, it's never smooth enough. Right? Right? I'll bring her over if you guys want to see her so far. Like,
Yeah,
Of course.
I had so many pictures like that on my phone. You have no idea.
This is really why her power went out. The internet was like, we gotta cut you up. You gotta time out for a second.
So I'm just trying to go very generic on it, right? But I'm still keeping like a creepy smile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping those like fun little cheekbones, little button nose.
Love it.
And I'm debating on the eyes. You know,
Mhm.
I'm like, do I make them big and cartoony like the old school like 70s, 60s love dolls?
Right.
Mhm.
And
Or
do I
like
do it full over the
squinty
head or
and
do I just do
sensual.
half? I don't know. This design thoughts, you know? Like,
Choices.
it's hard. You gotta like the engineering part kills me about mask making. You know? I'm
Wow.
just like, fuck. Like,
I can't wait to see that.
yeah, it's gonna be spooky. And again, you could paint in all kinds of different shits, right? So it's like, I don't know.
You do like fucking like Martian colored one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit, it's
Blue. Blue with 3 tits.
there you
First
go.
ever Martian sex doll, people.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You go on eBay, there's one for like 4K. It's like, fuck.
Right.
Was that rule 34 of the internet? If you thought of it, it's somebody's porking it. It's happened. Like,
Yeah. It's happening right now in another universe.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost to our halfway part of the show here, ladies, and we have a fun segment that we're going to have a little game tied into it as well, and also possibly a little mini review here. So this will be our Freshly Dead Films segment coming up here in just a moment, folks. And I don't even know what's fully in store for this, so anything
Buckle
could
up.
happen. Anything could happen.
Mhm.
What up, bitches? What up, Billy?
Creeper?
Hey, it's me, your grandpa. I saw that sexy grandma mask you were working on. Ooh. Break me off a piece of that, huh?
That
Well, ladies-
fine grandma bum.
I got a little game for you. I know you like to play games, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to pull up a video clip. After the clip plays, you go, bitch! That's how you honk in, right? Whoever names the most films gets an all expense paid trip to Clontarf. To Clontarf. Go to Clontarf. Go to the liquor store because that's all there is. And then you leave. Never go back again. Clontarf.
Clontarf. What is that? Where is it?
It's a real place.
It's a 112 people town in
No.
Minnesota here, back by my hometown. So.
I wonder what those bars smell like. I want to just.
The waft of
Mothballs.
Miller Lite and dust.
Yeah.
It's one of the wild turkey.
It smells like Salem's Lot.
Oof.
All right, here we go. Your first clip coming up.
If you know the film, ladies, yell
We scream?
bitch.
I want to say, bitch. I think I know. I think. that kind of looked a bit like Wolf Cop for some reason, but maybe I'm completely wrong.
Wolf Cop?
I was gonna say Wolf Cop, but just because that wolf makeup, it had me at hello.
Final answer?
I might be so wrong.
So close.
Fuck.
It's another Wolf Cop.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
Which is 10 times crazier than the first one. So
Oh yeah.
I mixed in some Canadian horror flicks here for you too, eh? So, you know you're about that. And
Sure.
you know, for all the freaking hosers up there that you know, but there's some Canadian film sprinkled in it. You know, Wolf Cop, another Wolf Cop, it's Canadian.
It is.
Yeah.
Is the movie actually called Another Wolf Cop?
Yeah, another Wolf Cop.
It used to call like Wolf Cop.
but
It was like Another Wolf Cop.
I've never seen any wolf cops, but I love the barfing effects, so I'm gonna Tubi that later.
and this dude's fucking giant dick monster thing talking to him. Did you catch that?
Yeah, the little face at the end. He was quite a
That's so cute.
Yeah, look at that guy.
He's like brain damage, but like 2.0.
Aw.
Yeah.
That'll make me want
This proves my point why they don't show as much dick as they do tits in horror films, because dicks are just fucking funny.
The drama, Nancy. This can't be looked.
It's true. You can't really put like a mustache on a pair of boobies and be like, well, that's really funny. It's kind of like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like just boobs.
yeah,
Just boobs again.
maybe
Mustache.
two googly eyes. That'd be kind of funny. That would have me at hello.
Shoulder out.
They get
Yeah,
stuck
well.
one way.
That's like a real tit. One that goes to the left and the other one that's going. All right,
Yeah.
next clip, Game Master. Next clip.
Another gay master? You're a gay master, Lindsay B.
Game.
Get off my
Game.
tits.
Game. You're the one pulling up dick clips, you know.
Anyway,
so-
another Wolf Cop. Filmed in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. And in Sudbury, Ontario. I don't know if that's your hood or not, but
Oh
yeah.
hell no! I know I'm
Being very
terrible.
Irish.
I ain't no Ontarian.
The Ontariables. I'm that damn Quebec cheese. That's what I am.
All right, here we go. Number 2.
I'm puzzled.
Home video of one of my kids being born.
Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop, what?
Other Wolf
Nate?
Cop.
Think Canadian female wolf, and no, it's not you, Billy.
Is Ginger Snaps Canadian?
Ginger Snaps, boom!
Yeah, there you go.
Ginger snaps, really?
I haven't seen it in
Yeah.
so long. That's a
I know, me
perfect-
neither. I've seen it like twice in my life, and it's been
Yeah.
Good call by- I
good
think that's a
15
good
years.
one. Yeah.
What's fantastic about that film, I think, is you see like she actually gets like the 6 tits, right, and a tail and stuff. It's,
The effects are great. I remember that. Yeah.
these are gonna get harder, but this might be an easy one. To be honest.
You know, that would just suck as a female if you're morphing into something and you just get more tits. Like that's really the thing that's making you go kill me now. It's not anything else, but it's like, God dang, God, 2 wasn't enough.
What do you mean? You can never have enough tits.
I'd kill for 2.
All right, one more Canadian one coming at you. This one's popular. You know this.
The Fly.
We're
Good
going
old
contact, Billy.
Brandon Cronenberg. Oh, yes. So good.
Oh, I Every time TJ has like a minor, like anything, I'm always like, maybe you're turning into Seth Brundle.
Oh no. What are your symptoms? Wow.
Right. Where's the pus coming from? Are your fingernails intact?
This is how Leah diagnoses everything in her family, bases off symptoms that you've seen in frequent horror movies.
Hang on, let me watch The Fly again.
Uh,
All right. This next clip is just say some inspiration for the Dead Bitches Brunch as a whole. And I think Camp Zool too. What? I don't know. Listen to me.
Enough of it, Dan! Tissue rejection!
Casket cunt.
That's what we're gonna do to you, though. I can't do it.
I could only hope.
Another one. Come on, Lindsay B.
Dude, okay, you're not pulling up anything you forced me to watch recently, so.
I keep it on the down low. I haven't screen recorded all these clips so I could load them so you wouldn't see what they were on YouTube.
Ooh.
Really? No? Nobody?
I mean, it looks like it's from what, like 90s, 80s? I'm trying to. I really don't know. That's a solid neck rip. And I'm like, when was there a woman that I seen morph like that? Puzzles.
Bride of Reanimator.
Oh, fuck. I've seen that this past year.
I was thinking Reanimator when it first started playing.
The music,
So another one, kind of seeing the crazy ass effects. It gets the heads flying around with bat wings. There's fucking body parts all over the place. Shit's nuts.
That's when they're all like, it was like bodies morphing into different things. I remember just being like, what?
Okay, we're gonna break. So we're gonna stay in Canada. Another Canadian director here.
Uh-oh.
Right? Giving you a little clue there. Something newer. Very mask related.
Oh, I saw this.
Beverly?
Void. The Void.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Bev. No, don't do that.
It
Bev,
was actually like a great movie to come out.
look at me. Bev, okay, stop.
It's not me.
No, don't do that. Bev,
Can you help me?
Bev, stop. No. Beverly, stop.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Billy turned her face into a mask. Give her a nice new face. Right? Peel those off. So, fun fact, Steven Kostansky, right? Not Kostansky. Manborg, The Void, and then Psycho Gorman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely my favorite Canadian director, and Psycho Gorman being one of my favorite films of all time. So much so I had to push this upon Leah's little children and then see what they thought about it. So Kostansky did The Void, then Psycho Gorman. It's for the kids. Let's see what the kids think.
All right, guys, what do you think of the Psycho Gorman movie?
Canada fucking rules, Phil.
Nice Halloween costume!
He explodes that kid. That's my favorite shit. I lose it at that part.
Highly recommended by Mr. Bleeds and the Tiny Bones of the Pettibone family, Psycho Gorman, if you folks haven't checked it out yet.
Should if anybody out there in the chat, you can play along too. I'll take one of you to Clontarf.
Oh yeah, this is up available for anybody in the chat as well. You have some more clips?
Huh? Yeah. We got 2 more. You're never gonna get these. You get one of these, I give you a fucking $25 gift certificate to Claire's in the mall.
You can get both ears pierced.
More silly shit.
I bet that fridge is empty too.
Oh my god.
Terrifying.
I'm having a moment.
Yeah? What is that for?
You did some deep cuts with this one, dude.
So you're into Italian, Giallo, along those veins.
But Italian with a demon in the fridge? Like, I don't fucking know.
It's called a zombie head.
Oh. Get out of here.
I was gonna say Italian Return of the Living Dead 3.
La Dias de las
Another?
Muertes. That's totally Spanish. It's not even Italian. I'm like,
Yeah, Zombie 3. So, you know, when fucking God, what's his name? Yeah, sitting right in front of it. Anyway, Italian Fulci.
yeah.
Picking up Zombie 3 after Zombie 2, and he got sick. And then the other guy who made Troll 2 stepped in to finish it up. So Zombie 3 is fucking ridiculous and shit.
True that. Yeah, Zombie 3 and Zombie 4. I think Zombie 4 was Zombie 5 even? Wasn't it the one with the birds?
Yeah, I think that's
I have them on DVD. They're whack. It gets more like, yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It just exists.
One more. I threw this out at you back in the day to check out. This is for all my my strong, independent mothers out there.
Is it Mother's Day?
Oh, that face.
That face.
I like that. I don't know what that's from. I like that face though.
Killer
Flesh-eating mothers.
Oh,
Flesh-eating mothers. Remember?
Mothers. I gotta write that down.
That's it. It's. I don't know why they like did that prosthetic and had her face stretch and put the hand in, but then they don't show after that. They don't show him getting his arm eaten or anything. But yeah, all the moms get an STD from the guy who's cheating in the neighborhood. You know, it turns them into flesh eaters. They start eating their kids. Their kids are played. I think they're supposed to be like 14 and 15 years old, but they're played by like 25-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go, mom, come on. You got fucking beards and shit. And it's got a banging soundtrack too.
My goodness. It sounds a bit like Toxic Zombies, but way cooler effects.
And then all the moms have like Joker smiles at the end. They're talking on like,
Oh.
and then
What?
I said spoiler alert, but they get fixed, and then they're like, "Oh yay, mom's back." Yeah, you forgot they fucking ate all their kids. They'd be better off dead, you know. Holy shit.
I forgive you. You ate my brother. It's fine as long as you're back.
What is it? Mother zombie flesh eaters? I can't. My
Flesh
blood-
eating mothers.
mothers.
Flesh eating mothers. That has a better ring. Flesh eating.
Okay. You know, that reminded me of have you guys ever watched the horror movie The Baby? And it's like a grown man and he wears like a diaper and acts like a baby. Okay, so it's always on like it's under horror on Amazon. So we started watching it one night, and it was like this gigantic man, like, and they were, you know, playing like catch with him like a baby and like treat him like a baby. He sleeps in a crib and stuff like that. And I honestly couldn't even get past the first 20 minutes of it to even figure out why it was considered a horror movie. So I just wondered if you guys had. But yeah, so I recently just got like the AMC Plus trial, and the baby's on there again, and I thought, okay, maybe I could just sit down and watch it and figure out why, you know, because it's like a grown-ass man sitting outside in a diaper like making baby noises while someone's like throwing him a ball and he's like batting at it, and him sleeping in a crib and stuff. And I thought, like, I don't know, I've never heard anyone talk about it. We watched it, and we actually talk about it frequently. Just the first 20 minutes that we saw, you know. But yeah.
Is it like artsy? Like,
no, it's like older. I want to say probably like 80s-ish. And yeah, just I don't know. But it's always under horror. So I want to see what this baby does that's so horrific.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So
what Billy, what kind of just shit, you know, garbage horror film do you really love?
Oh, garbage horror film that I really love. Garbage.
You know, that other people say is garbage because, you know, like Flesh Eating Mother, like low budget, cheesy acting, but, you know, you still love it anyway.
I think like Flesh Eater. I love Flesh Eater. And that's like a really old one. That's just super like the acting's awful. It's like you want all the kids to die. The makeup's like just pale blue, you know? It's like, yeah.
I have that one sitting around here on Blu-ray. Still haven't watched it yet.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It brings Halloween comfy feels. You remember we were talking about Halloween movies, guys? Flesh Eater. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Writing that down. So you do this movie Monday, sometimes movie Monday on a Tuesday. What is that all about?
So I used to do movie Mondays, and it was specifically just good movies that I'd find. And like it's me sharing with you guys whatever might be streaming and like what's actually decent. Because let's be real, there's so much garbage out there. So I started this way back when COVID kind of began, and I was like, I want to save the world so you guys can watch actual good stuff and like filter through it. And basically, I started also doing recommendation days. And then I was like, hey, screw this. Let's compile it into one day. So my movie Mondays are always like a cool pick that I find. And then I'm covering a couple movies that you guys shout out to me to watch. And it's been awesome. Like, I'm not a funny B horror kind of person at all. I like that weird, trashy Italian horror and grime. Like John's always like, are people getting raped? Like it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Like what's happening? And I'm like, yeah, it's a good one. It's just my vibe, you know? But yeah, I'm like discovering so many amazing ones. Like I never knew the movie Luther, the Geek, which is like a trauma movie. And I had no idea about this. Start watching it. I was like, this is actually really good. Like it has such a weird tinge to it, vibe. Same with, I had never watched Frankenhooker before like the last year. And I was like, this is so good. Such a great freaking film. I'm obsessed.
Yes.
Oh.
Try to get these bitches. They should dress up as Frankenhookers. We could do a whole episode on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get some super crack, right? They smoke super crack.
Smoke that super crack. The explosions in that room was so good. Yeah. Yeah.
I love since we've added Brandon on as to the show, and we'll have our show meetings, and he's like, I've got this Frankenhooker idea yet. He hasn't sold us on it quite yet.
It comes to every meeting, and he's like, hey, but wait, guys. Frankenhooker.
Coming back to that.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Frankenhooker segment on every single show.
Yeah, you know, dude, it's Inception. You keep saying it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. You see, Galloway knows what a date. So good. Yeah.
Frankenhooker Tommy Knockers mashup.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Brandon's terrible.
$20?
I love that movie From Beyond so much. Beyond Fulci, yes, of course, but From Beyond, the resonator, and they're all like gross, and they're all like, ew, touch me, and I'm like, yes.
Well, so you like cheesy 80s horror
It's-
comedies?
Like there's like this weird line that I love. Yeah. I like I said, I think it really opened up my palette more by having people like show me some good shit. Yeah. You know, like when you're like a kid in high school and you're like, oh, Led Zeppelin's cool, like nothing else is cool. Yeah. I'm past that phase now with my horror movies. I'm like, no, like tell me something to watch and I'll watch it. Like go in with like an open mind.
So this is a question I just thought of. Is there a horror movie that you've seen that you just like fucking hate and you will never watch again and think it's like the worst?
Absolutely.
Winnie the Pooh.
I haven't seen that yet. Was it you saw it?
I saw a portion of it and then I just couldn't anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not worth me being tired tomorrow for.
Oh no.
Damn. My kids were looking forward to that one because they love like actual Winnie the Pooh, but you know, they love everything spooky. So they're looking forward to this spooky Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Brandon, did you finish the whole thing?
Oh yeah.
You probably did, yeah.
What bugs me is there's like so much potential for comedy, right? And just ridiculousness with that idea. And they kind of take it too seriously and it just kind of becomes another slasher movie. Like Winnie the Pooh doesn't say anything. They all have normal human hands, you know? So they're like cool masks, but it still seems like dudes in masks, you know?
Yeah.
And like just, yeah, somebody needs to take that to the next level, you know, with them talking. And when he, oh, now we're going to eat your brains. Oh, you know, shit like that. Like that would be fucking great. But check it out if you can. But yeah, it's kind of just a slasher. It's fine.
You know, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I'm trying to think of like, you know, the recent one was Night of the Chicken Dead. That was trauma. I found it painful. And I had to keep turning it off. But up until the last like 25, 30 minutes when they actually go ham and you actually see zombies and weird shit happening, then it fucking picked up. But I was just like, hey, like this is fucking bad. It's like a musical. I can't do that. I was like,
Oh,
this.
God.
No.
Yeah. It was like, ugh.
Okay. Note to self: do not watch that.
No, don't watch that one. And I remember seeing what was it called? The Tooth Fairy? No, Darkness Falls. I remember seeing that in theaters when I was young, and I was so mad. It was like, who thinks this person's scary? But that was also years ago, so I don't know. I was bitter.
Yeah, I've watched that movie too, like I want to say probably within like the last 10, 12 years, and I just shut it off because I'm like, this isn't scary, fuck this.
Yeah. It's the 15-minute mark. If I hit, like, John will go crazy. He's like, you've just like watched like 6 movies and skipped. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not wasting my fucking time.
My worst trait is like me and my husband will be like 5 minutes into a movie, if that, and I'll be like, do you like this? And he's like, or last night he turned on this movie and it wasn't even in English. Well, it was, I want to say it was like in Spanish, but they had like English, you know,
dubbed. Oh, I can't do it. I can't.
And it was like a paranormal movie, like based on a true story or whatever. And like usually based on a true story, like, you know, gets me at hello. Mm-hmm. And a couple minutes into the movie, I was like, you know, that movie Devil's Candy is on Amazon Prime right now. And he's like, do you want to watch that? You know, like you gotta give it a chance, but sometimes it's hard to give it a chance when.
Absolutely. Like I'm somebody who's a bit of like, I like good cinema. I like watching like weird artsy movies that kind of like brain fuck you and you're like, oh my God, like what did I just watch?
Yeah.
But do you always find that in horror? No, it's usually low budget. So then you're going in with a different eye, right? So it's like, hey, is the story actually decent? Like I was watching one the other day. I don't even remember the name of it. It's on Tubi. But I was intrigued because the whole owl costume thing weirds me out. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Michelle Saovi, his Aquarius or whatever the hell they called it. Stage Fright is the other name. Fantastic film. But I find this weird Tubi movie and it's like 2000s, whatever. But it's this lanky, cool looking character of an owl dude who's haunting people, but awful acting. and they're pretending like it's almost the 1900s of something, and it's just awful. I couldn't. I was like, I just want to fast forward to see this cool creature because I'm intrigued by that, but that's it. Like,
I got tricked into a very artsy, weird, perverted, fucked up film recently.
ooh, which
The
one?
Greasy Strangler. Have you heard of this piece of indie art trash?
The
No.
Greasy Strangler.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a puppy. Sorry, I got excited.
It just started walking back in.
Like, hey, hey, you! I'm catcalling your dog. Hey,
And skeleton and everything. Yeah.
he's spooky. I love it. Oh.
Yeah, my buddy's like, "Oh, the Greasy Strangler, the guy or the actor wished me a happy birthday or congratulations on my kid's birth or something like that. Like, that's so cool. Yeah, he's in this movie. It's weird as fuck. You got to check it out." It's all like fat, old, ugly people and just weird as shit. Like, the acting's good, but and a lot of dicks, little dicks, long dicks, deformed dicks. So this old dude is like, "You probably think I'm the Greasy Strangler, don't you? Bullshit artist." And then later they show him covered in grease, fucking choking people. And then he goes through the car wash naked to get all the grease out. Comes out with this long, weird, deformed dick hanging down to like his knees. And like that happens a lot. It won a bunch of like independent film festival awards and shit. But it is weird. And I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? Why am I still watching it?
Yeah.
And I kept watching it, and it's
On 10, what would you give it? Would you watch it again?
no, I would never watch it again, but it's one that should probably be seen. Kind of, like
an
kids
experience.
back in the day, or Gummo, just weird, like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, but it's definitely artsy and very different and original.
Mm.
You have to see it to believe it type thing.
Yeah.
One time.
You have to be in the mood for those, Like, I'm always super game, Like, I still haven't even seen, like, that guinea pig movie or, like, the other one. What's the other one that everyone talks about? It's supposed to be awful.
All the breastfeeding movies this year, like Barbarian and
that was okay.
Cool, and there was another breastfeeding.
Infinity Pool just feels like it. Just
A lot of breastfeeding. Yeah. It's a trend.
Year of the breastfeeding.
Yeah. Oh, that barbarian nipple.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding is horrific. So,
Yeah.
That was a turn of a movie though with Barbarian.
A Serbian film.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, you've watched that? You're
I
fucking hardcore.
I have not. I mean, 120 Days of Sodom. I've seen like Faces, Traces. I've seen all those movies. But like Serbian film was like newer, right? And I was kind of like past that gore phase, but now I'm like, I'm always up for a challenge. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you're a bad motherfucker, Billy.
Have you seen it?
No. Even so, like Cannibal Holocaust, like that level, that's a bit too much. I like it a little fun and silly,
Okay. Yeah.
So, even the Italian stuff, like a lot of Fulci is just ridiculous, over the top. But when it's that just so fucking, Serbian snuff.
It gets weird and real. Yeah, exactly.
I've never actually watched like the Human Centipede movies, and I've heard like many stories and know like what it's all about, but I just don't know if I'm like ready to like watch it.
I remember it not being that bad. I remember just being like, huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch it tonight then, and hopefully I have sweet dreams. Like you're feeling refreshed tomorrow.
God, I watched it. This guy that I was in my friend circle. This was way back in the day when it first came out on like video or DVD or something. And he always wanted to hang out with me, and I never wanted to hang out with him. And then so he kept on asking and asking, like over months. And so finally I was like, yeah, fine, like let's hang out. He's like, oh, like rent a movie and like bring over tacos or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I get a meal and we're gonna watch a movie. And he's like, I don't know what this film is, but like all my buddies told me to rent this movie called Human Centipede. Like maybe it's about like insects or something. And I'm like, okay. Like I had no idea what it was. And we just sat there, didn't touch the food, were just disgusted. And like, he's like so embarrassed and horrified at what we're watching. And I'm like, what the fuck did you bring over? And it just like, we just sat in silence, didn't move or anything, just watched this thing like, what the hell? And then it ends and he's just like, so yeah, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're not gonna hang out again. Like, it's cool.
He's like, you don't want to go to Taco Bell?
Well, I think that guy was so pissed at his friends, and later on I heard his friends, they thought it was the funniest thing. They're like, we didn't think he was actually gonna rent that movie. Like, we just told it to him as a joke. I thought he was gonna read the cover or something before, but he just like, no, like just went in and like was like, hey, do you have this? And the guy's like, yeah, and he just picked it up and like left and got him.
When I started dating Lydia, I made her watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 first.
Okay.
And then I eased her into it. And then we did Human Centipede for real. So
I
love you, Billy. Best Canadian mask maker.
Oh, I love you too, my dude.
Oh
my goodness.
Well, thank you, MakeupBilly, for hanging out with us. It is always such a fun time, you coming to kick it with the Dead Bitches. People, make sure to check out makeupbilly.com. That takes you to all of her socials. It'll take you to her YouTube. Tons of content on there. So definitely a much-watched channel and page. Make sure you follow and subscribe to that channel. And yeah, you're also be doing really soon how to make your own Halloween mask and all of those demos coming up. So looking forward to see all the new characters you're coming out with as well this year. And who knows? Let's start #MakeupBilly for Camp Zool.
Get me over the border.
Send them super chats right now.
Yeah, cool. Oh my god. Thank you so much, guys. It was so fun.
Oh, thank you. Well, folks, make sure you tune in next week. We're having the Michigan Misfits kicking with us, talking about all things Camp Zool upcoming here. And make sure you check out Underground Aholics. They are live right now on their channel. So peace out, bitches. Stay dead.